The 16th arrondissement of Paris is one of the 20 arrondissements of Paris, the capital city of France. It includes a concentration of museums between the Place du Trocadéro Copyright Rue and the Place du Copyright Noir. With its ornate 19th-century buildings, large avenues, prestigious schools, museums and various parks, the arrondissement has long been known as one of French high society's favorite places of residence, to such an extent that the phrase Le 16e has been associated with great wealth in French popular culture. Indeed, the 16th arrondissement is France's fourth richest district for average household income, following the 8th, 7th, and 6th arrondissements. With the south of the 17th arrondissement in Neuilly-sur-Seine, they form the most affluent and prestigious residential area in France. The 16th arrondissement hosts several large sporting venues, including the Parc des Princes, which is the stadium where Paris Saint-Germain Football Club plays its home matches. Roland Garros Stadium, where the French Open Tennis Championships are held. And Stade Jean-Bouin, home to the Stade Français Section A's rugby union club. The Bois de Boulogne, the second largest public park in Paris, is also located in this arrondissement. Geography: the land area of this arrondissement is 16.305 km², slightly more than half of which consists of the Bois de Boulogne Park. Excluding the Bois de Boulogne, its land area is 7.846 km². It is the largest arrondissement in Paris in terms of land area. Demographics: the 16th arrondissement population peaked in 1962, when it had 227,418 inhabitants. At the last census, the population was 161,773. The 16th arrondissement contains a great deal of business activity. In 1999 it hosted 106,971 jobs. The 16th arrondissement is commonly thought to be one of the richest parts of Paris, and features some of the most expensive real estate in France, including the famous Auteuil villas, heirs to 19th-century high society country houses. They are exclusive gated communities with huge houses surrounded by gardens, which is extremely rare in Paris. It is also the only arrondissement in Paris to be divided into two separate postal codes. The southern part of the arrondissement carries a postal code of 75,016, while the northern part has the code of 75,116. Historical population immigration Economy: Fortune Global 500 have their head offices in this arrondissement, PSA Peugeot Citroën, Kering, Lafarge, and Veolia. In addition, Lagardère and Technip have their headquarters in this arrondissement. At one time Copyright Rospartiel had its head office in the arrondissement. Movies filmed in the 16th arrondissement. In one of the opening scenes of the 1965 James Bond film Thunderball, character Emilio Largo is seen arriving at the headquarters of the International Brotherhood for the Assistance of Stateless Persons. This scene was shot on Avenue de la Haye in the 16th arrondissement. The controversial 1972 film Last Tango in Paris, starring Marlon Brando and Maria Schneider, was filmed at various locations in the 16th arrondissement, with the apartment the characters stayed in being located in Passy. Marcel Petiot, a notorious serial murder case, which generated an international media circus, centered in the 16th arrondissement during the Nazi occupation of France during World War II. The focal point of the case was French doctor Marcel Petiot, who in 1941 bought a house at 21 Rue Le Sueur in the heart of Paris's fashionable 16th arrondissement. On March 11, 1944, Petiot's neighbors complained to police of a foul stench in the area and of large amounts of smoke billowing from a chimney of the house. Fearing a chimney fire, the police summoned firemen, who entered the house and found a roaring fire in a coal stove in the basement. In the fire, and scattered in the basement, were human remains. Following an investigation, during which time Petiot attempted to evade capture, the monster of Rue Le Sueur was ultimately arrested and went on trial on March 19, 1946, facing 135 criminal charges. He was convicted of 26 counts of murder and sentenced to death. On May 25, Petiot was beheaded, after a stay of several days due to a problem in the release mechanism of the guillotine. Education. High schools equals. Here is a list of high schools in the arrondissement. Liquor copyright E. Saint-Jean de Passy, liquor copyright E. Saint-Louis de Gonzague, liquor copyright E. Janson de Sailly, liquor copyright E. Claude Bernard, liquor copyright E. Jean-Baptiste Say, liquor copyright E. Gerson, liquor copyright E. Molière, liquor copyright E. Jean de La Fontaine, liquor copyright E. Notre Dame des Oiseaux, a Permel Col Pascal, Institut de l'Assomption, Institut de l'Auteur. There is an historical rivalry between the liquor copyright E. Saint-Louis de Gonzague and the liquor copyright E. Saint-Jean de Passy, the two most elitist high school of the arrondissement. The Colegio Aspar plus or minus Alfisrago Garca a Lorca, a Spanish international primary school owned by the Spanish government, is located in this arrondissement. The A. Permel de Langue Japonaise de Paris, a supplementary Japanese education program, is held at the A. Permel Maternelle et Primaire Saint-François de Haye in the 16th arrondissement. The school has its offices at the Association Amicale des Ressortissants Japonais en France in the 8th arrondissement. Undergraduates and postgraduate studies the Université Copyright Paris Dauphine is in the arrondissement. The two campuses of the International School of Paris are in the arrondissement. The renowned classes Pra Copyright Baratoires Establishment Inter Copyright Grail, Institut d'Enseignement Super Copyright Rea Priva Copyright of one of their campuses in the arrondissement. Cityscape. Places of interest Passy, Samisha Rida Passy. Parc des Princes, Palais de Tokyo, Pavillon de l'Eau, Liquor Copyright E. Janson de Sailly, Maison de Radio France, Maison de Balzac, Exploradome, Fondation Le Corbusier, Guimet Museum, Jardin d'Acclimatation, Jardin des Sœurs d'Auteuil, Musée Copyright E. Arma Copyright Nien de France, Musée Copyright E. d'Ardinter Pierre Fauchard, Musée Copyright E. Baccarat, Musée Copyright E. Clemenceau, Musée Copyright E. de la Contrefa Section on, Musée Copyright E. Dinnery, Musée Copyright E. Galliera, Musée Copyright E. Marmottan Monet, Musée Copyright E. de Radio France, New York University's Distinguished Paris Campus. Organisation for Economic Cooperation and Development, Car Centre de la Muette. International School of Paris, Tinissium. Main streets and squares Trocadéro Copyright Rue, Musée Copyright E. National de la Marine, Musée Copyright E. de l'Homme, Musée Copyright E. National des Monuments Français Section A's, Musée Copyright E. du Signer Copyright Henri Langlois, Thar Centre National de Charlotte. Avenue Foch, 84 Avenue Foch. Place de la Permel and Arc de Triomphe, Rue Nungesser-École, named after the disappeared aviators of the 1927 biplane L'Oiseau Blanc. See also. References. External links, media related to Paris 16e arrondissement at Wikimedia Commons, 16th arrondissement travel guide from Wiki Voyage.